Welcome back, everyone, to Rudy's Rant, where we talk facts over feelings. This is where we give our reactions to some of the topics that are going on today in the world of sports. If you are new to this channel, please be sure to like, subscribe, and follow, as this is a secondary channel to the channel that we have come on now, the podcast. If you've not been there before, please be sure to subscribe over there as we drop a lot of stuff over there. But this is the area where I drop my reactions to videos that I have seen. So if you haven't subscribed here again, please be sure to subscribe to this channel right now. Be sure to like the video, comment on it, etc. as I grow this channel. I thank you in advance. The NBA is going through some tough stuff, some tough times. And we are in a time where the NBA is looking at its ratings decline off of a cliff. The NBA is bad, whether it's the style of basketball with 53s a game from each team, the lack of defense, the lack of competition, the lack of caring, the lack of pride, the political stances. There are a lot of things that are going into why the NBA is completely falling apart. And why, quite frankly, at this point, some people truly believe that women's basketball is more popular, even though that's factually not true. It's still factually not true. Why do I say it's factually not true? Is because at the end of the day, when you get to the NBA playoffs and the NBA finals, even in a bad year for the NBA finals ratings, a bad year for the NBA finals is still going to be 12 million viewers. And the WNBA just had their best WNBA finals ever with a range of 1.2 to 2.2 million viewers. So while you can come out here and say, yeah, they're more popular, not really. Maybe on YouTube, but not really. So let's pump the brakes there. However, the NBA is going through some problems. And I'm going to be reviewing a video by Hoop Reports called The Dark Truth Why the NBA is Dying. I have not watched the video at all. So this is all going to be fresh as we are watching it together. So let's put this thing on.
For nearly 2 decades, I've been a passionate NBA superfan following every season without fail.
All the way to the hoop, scoop to the hoop with a ball, point 71 and 72.
Basketball is more than just a sport for me. It's a way of life. And honestly, I can't imagine a world without Steph Curry draining impossible threes, LeBron James crying to the refs, or watching freakishly athletic players defy gravity.
He just evaporated the Kings' defense.
Lately, however, there's been a lot of buzz about the NBA losing its grip in the world of entertainment.
LeBron is divisive. He makes the game unattractive.
NBA Finals, no.
Let me stop right there. I have to agree with that. LeBron is divisive. He's very divisive. I completely agree. He is a divisive type of guy. Let's continue.
Numbers down massively.
Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is, viewership is declining, fans are tuning out, and honestly, the numbers don't lie. Ratings have dropped a staggering 48% since 2012.
That's insane. That's insane. 48% since 2012 and 28% this year alone on ESPN. That's insane. Wonder why that is. Let's see what they got to say.
And 28% just this year on ESPN alone. Meanwhile, other sports leagues are breaking records. This is a troubling trend, and in today's video, I'll share my own perspective as a superfan, along with insights from experts and fans around the world to explore the big question: why is the NBA dying?
You know how much league pass costs?
Like league pass, and you don't even get all the games.
You don't even.
I don't know what League Pass costs because I don't pay for League Pass. I get it for free. I have season tickets, so I get League Pass for free. And ask me how many times I've ever watched it. Literally zero. I get it for free. So I don't know what it costs, but I paid for the WNBA League Pass last year, and I watched this past year, and I watched a number of games on League Pass because I was, trying to learn more about their players and so forth, and be more educated on the game and who they are and all that stuff. And but NBA League Pass, never used it once, not one time.
Even get the games in your own city.
Yeah, you don't get the Laker game.
Yeah.
On the floor. Technical foul, Luka.
He waved him off. Appears that way. And somebody else, or is it Udoka out?
I remember that specifically. I don't have to hear no words on this. That shit bothered me. That bothered me as a league. You have a player from the Lakers and a player from the Rockets getting into a scrap. And Udoka calls them some soft ass bitches, pretty much. Calls them some bitches. Stop being bitches or whatever. And LeBron comes over and his toughness and blah 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 and does this. Watch the language, man. Fuck you, LeBron. And Udoka says, "You're being soft ass bitches." And Udoka gets thrown out of the game. This is what we've done. So LeBron can go over and talk shit to a coach who is not his coach, but the coach responds, and the referee throws the coach out of the game? Are you flipping kidding me? It's outrageous.
And Westbrook sneaks inside. 7 for Westbrook. Technical foul on Westbrook.
Have you ever watched a game where an NBA player just gives another a simple glare and boom, they're slapped with a technical foul? Or how about a player clapping in frustration only to get hit with a tech?
Oh, yeah. He really upset himself. Call for a technical.
It's crazy to think, but stuff like this is actually happening in the NBA right now.
Turnaround jumper, foul Morant. And John's got to watch his reaction. He already is sitting on one technical foul.
I get it. This is basketball, not WWE. But the NBA and its referees have gotten so soft that even the slightest hints of drama get shut down with a whistle. And honestly, this is just one of the reasons viewership is dropping. Because here's the thing, drama sells.
Pretty play, a 9-1 run, Minnesota.
Oh, come on, man. No way. No way.
I want to stop this right here. He's right. Drama sells. That's why the NBA was so much more enjoyable to watch in the 90s and even early 2000s. In the 80s, of course. The league today is soft. We all can understand. We all agree. For most of us, we can agree with that. But part of the problem is that the same players that complain about the league being soft are the reason the league is soft. Allow me to elaborate. You can't complain about getting hit across the head over and over and over and over again. Have the league change rules, which is what has happened over the last decade, is that the league just started changing rules to make the game to have more points, to remove the physicality from the game, because the players were complaining about it. They can sit here and say they weren't, but these are the same motherfuckers who, if you go back and remember when Jaja Pachulia closed out on a jump shot by Kawhi Leonard in the corner of a playoff game against the Warriors, and he came down on Pachulia's foot and turned his ankle and was pretty much out for the rest of the playoffs, and obviously gave the Spurs no chance to beat the Warriors, that play alone changed rules. Why? Because people complained. I have no place to land. Neither did Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, Mark Price, Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, the list goes, Glenn Rice, the list goes on. Heck, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, they had no place to land. But this didn't become a thing until Kawhi Leonard lands on Zaza Pachulia's foot, and that series gets put up in smoke because now Kawhi Leonard can't play. And the entire future of the NBA was changed in that play. Because there's many times where guys are underneath you and you don't land on their foot. In fact, majority of the time, you don't land on their foot. But Kawhi Leonard does, and they call that now a flagrant foul. That is now a flagrant foul. When I was growing up, a jump shot, you could be under the man. As long as you're not hitting the man, he can come down on you. You are not getting a foul call. Today, the way people defend plays, they don't defend in front. They can't land where you land. In fact, you get like a 3-foot circle around to land forward, sideways, or back. But forward especially, if you jump from here and land here, I cannot be here to defend you, which means I have to defend you from further away or defend you to the side and hope that my arm waving past your arm, not in front of the ball, will provide some level of defense. So these same players who complained are now victims of their complaining. You cannot complain, ask for rules to be changed, and then complain about the rules that you asked to be changed. And it's because of those rules being changed that now the league is certifiably unwatchable. If you could defend the 3 the way you could defend it 10 years ago, people would not be able to take 50 threes a game. That one rule changed the game. Don't believe me? Look at how people defend the 3. Look at how people they defend it in a way that even players like Steph Curry will contort their body to shift their body out to the left while shooting it from here and kick out their leg to the left to get contact from a guy flying by and get the call. But I'll continue. But that's that one change of the rule. That's one of many. But that one specific one has changed the way basketball is played today completely. How you can defend the perimeter. And they're sitting here complaining about it. Now the stare downs, yeah, it's all par for the course. It's all part of the same thing. You've made the game soft. Same guys. Hit me in the head. Temper tantrum. Want to fight. What do? You complain about it. Okay, we'll make it a flagrant foul. We'll make you staring at each other a foul. A technical foul. We're going to soften the game up to what you want because you complained about how hard it was, how physical it was, how it was just too much.
Take the UFC, for example. When Conor McGregor was in his prime and gearing up to fight Floyd Mayweather, the drama was off the charts. I mean, those press conferences alone were pulling in more views than some NBA Finals games. Don't believe me? Check this out. The Toronto press conference.
I remember that fight like it was yesterday. You know what the funny part about that was? Look at Floyd Mayweather laughing. He's cackling. He's laughing because he knows how much money this is bringing in. He knows. And it sold 4+ million pay-per-view. Made him $100 million or more. 8.4 million views of that press conference. Yes. And he's laughing because it's like he loves it. Have that get done in a basketball game. Have it get done in a basketball game. They won't know what to do with themselves. They will fall apart. They want to fight. Floyd Mayweather was never going to fight. It's like, this is what I do. NBA players want to fight, but they don't want to fight because none of them can fight. Outside of James Johnson, none of them dudes can fight. They're all butter soft. They're all basketball players. Football made them basketball players.
For Mayweather versus McGregor racked up 8.4 million views on YouTube alone. Now, compare that to the 2020 NBA Bubble Finals, which averaged just 7.4 million viewers. That's the power of drama, and yet the NBA wants no part of it. For example, Giannis got a technical here for simply looking at Al Horford after a dunk. Jason Tatum got hit with one here for just hanging on the rim after making a big play. And then here's Jokic.
I gotta stop that. No, that's not. See, no. See, okay, we gotta be factual here. He didn't just get a technical for hanging on the rim in a big play. Let's bring that back. First of all, hanging on the rim in the NBA has always been a technical foul. It's not new. This has been a technical foul for God since I was a kid. In fact, if you look at him, it's not because he hung on the rim, it's because he did a goddamn pull-up on the rim. Why? Because you could believe it or not, you could still break the rim at 240 pounds pulling up on a rim. Backboards have been shattered. Technical foul for hanging on the rim has been in existence forever. So that wasn't why he got the technical. People have hung on the rim. It's because he did. Go watch what he did.
Jason Tatum got hit.
Jason Tatum has no issue with his landing zone right here. This guy's in front of him, okay? There's no one underneath him.
With one here.
And he literally lifts his legs up behind the backboard. Bro, don't use this video. This video right here is bullshit. You're using this clip. This is the wrong clip to use. Don't call the game soft, but then use this. Because this is soft. This is a known rule. He literally brought his feet up under the backboard. He's doing a fucking pull-up, dude.
For just
look at this. Look at this. His knees are at the rim. That's a technical foul. All day for 40 years. No, don't use this as a clip and say this is part of they're taking the fun out of the NBA. No. What's taking the fun out of the NBA is these players are all softer than butter. They all want to be friends. They all want to go have drinks together, go to the clubs together. They don't hate each other. The Lakers and Celtics hated each other. The Knicks and the Heat hated each other. The Bulls and the Knicks hated each other. There was absolute anger in those series. Now they all hug. They dap it up. They, I'm going to trade jerseys, you fucking marshmallows. This, though, is bullshit.
Hanging on the rim after making a big play. And then here's Jokic, the league's best player, getting ejected over, well, basically nothing.
This will be a technical.
Oh, they threw Jokic out of the game.
I get that the NBA wants to avoid another Malice in the Palace incident, but this complete lack of drama and technical fouls at every corner is turning fans away.
The Malice in the Palace, though, was different. The Malice in the Palace was different. That wasn't the player's fault, in my opinion. That was a fan throwing an object at a player. The wrong player, though. If that fan threw that cup at anyone not named Ron Artest, that never happens. It happened because Ron Artest is a lunatic with a very, very short fuse, had just gotten punked by Ben Wallace, and had a cup land on his lap in Detroit, no less. We have to be honest. But that's not why the rules changed, because the rules changed long after that. That's I don't know. I'm not completely agreeing with this video.
Way. Bulls fans booing the refs for ejecting Jokic shows how bad of a call it is. My dad took my...
And Luka complaining, like he complains on every play. So it's hard to stomach Luka Doncic because he complains every single play. Like, you got to stop complaining.
My 9-year-old nephew to his first basketball game, and his favorite player got ejected early in the third for nothing. This is absolutely disgusting. And this one, which perfectly sums up the 2025 season. Refs got more highlights than anybody that got drafted this year.
That's outrageous. What happened tonight, this is completely BS. This is shame.
Officials who are too quick to blow their whistles, eject players, or change the outcome of games while eliminating any possible drama are just one of the many reasons NBA viewership is in a free fall.
We've got breaking news. LeBron is a Laker.
Breaking news. Kevin Durant is headed to Phoenix.
Portland is sending Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis and Dame, that is a scary thought.
Piggybacking on my earlier point about the lack of drama, another reason NBA viewership is dropping is the complete lack of heated rivalries.
The other thing is the rivalries with the NBA. I'm not going to hold you. I want that. I miss that.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it when people didn't like each other and was really trying to go at each other.
In the UFC, for example, we want to see John Jones fight Tom Aspinall, not watch them train together and be buddies. The reality is, NBA players switch teams faster than a game of hot potato these days. As a result, there aren't many rivalries anymore, and rivalries bring drama. And as I mentioned earlier, drama sells, which is another area the NBA is lacking right now.
Maybe that's just maybe that little toxic side of me, you feel me? I just like controversy.
It's not toxic. It's reality. It's competition. It's competition. That's why Jimmy Butler's special. He don't like anybody. Jimmy Butler don't go hugging people and shit after games. Jimmy Butler's an ultimate competitor. That's why I personally love Jimmy Butler, even though God is always damn hurt and I'm a Heat fan. But I love Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler is an old school player. He is an ultra competitive dog, and he doesn't like anybody. And I get to watch Kevin Durant and LeBron hug after every game or before every game. Like when they play, it's like a kumbaya. Let's sit by the campfire and roast some marshmallows and s'mores. Everyone's got a podcast. Come on my podcast. Let's go switch jerseys. Let's go rub and tug each other. Let's go give each other happy endings. That's what basketball's become. That's what basketball has become. It's awful to watch. Everyone wants to be friends. I'm not saying you can't be cordial. But look at Chris Paul. He's been on how many flipping teams in 5 years? James Harden, 3 teams in 5 years. These guys jump from team to team like hot potatoes. It's hard to develop a rivalry when people don't stick around. The Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat are probably the best rivalry in basketball, but the Miami Heat just can't compete at this point because they don't have the talent. But over 4 years, Miami Heat knocked out the Boston Celtics twice from the playoffs. Both times to go to the finals. And the Celtics beat the Heat once to go to the finals. Last year's series, they didn't get the real series because Jimmy Butler couldn't play, got hurt in the play-in. But those two teams don't like each other. The Heat and Celtics do not like each other. And that exists because the core of those teams has been together for 5 years. Tatum, Brown, Butler, Bam, they've all been together for a minute now. So you've had that ability to develop a real rivalry again. But they don't like it. But the style of ball, watching the Celtics shoot 53s, it's not entertaining. But it's I miss the real physical basketball, the rivalries, the hatred, the disgust, the disdain, all that shit.
Not just individual players, but like doesn't even feel like there's team rivalries anymore. Like a Lakers Celtics game, it's like whatever now, you know.
Look at that shit. That's disgusting. Look at this shit. Why don't they just make out and stick their tongues at each other's throats? Like this is supposed to be competition. There's no competition here. Oh, hi LeBron. Hi Jason. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss back. Oh my God. Let's be friends. Let's go to dinner together. Oh my God. Let's go get a couple's massages. Stop, dude. There's no competition. There's no angst to it. It's all marshmallow. Look at Jason. Like My God. He's so happy to hold LeBron in his arms. LeBron's so happy to hold him.
You know? Kevin Durant, for He's one of the greatest players of the last decade, but how can home fans get emotionally invested when he leaves his team every couple of years? Then there's LeBron James. While many of the younger generation consider him the GOAT, he's notorious for jumping ship whenever the going gets tough. By constantly avoiding long-term battles, he's also avoided building the kind of rivalries that fans crave. And now...
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about that. Kevin Durant's flip-flopping on teams is embarrassing. Like, you're a top 3 player in the league. Like, it's like, or you were. You're not anymore, but you were. And you jump from team to team like no one's business. Like, you have no heart. That's part of the problem. You got no heart. And that's LeBron's issue. LeBron used to be a competitor. Not a competitor anymore. He's just wants to go where it's easiest or where he thinks it's the easiest. I think at this point in his career, he just re-signs with the Lakers because he lives in LA. And he's never going to move back to Cleveland. He might have a house there, but he's never moving back there. So he thought that coming to the Lakers with Anthony Davis, it would be an easy run to the championship. And yeah, he got a ring. One that some people respect greatly and that other people think is the biggest joke of a title ever because you didn't have to deal with the real challenges of an 82-game season. Because number one, remember, this was an older team. While they were the number 1 seed in the West and they were having a great year, their season was cut short and they got a 3-month vacation. And one of the biggest problems the Lakers have had since LeBron got there is health. So if you're always getting hurt, but you get a 3-month vacation, especially for a guy like Anthony Davis at the time, you change the dynamic of the situation. You don't have a full season. So what ends up happening is you end up in the bubble. Now Anthony Davis has had time to rest. LeBron's had time to rest, rejuvenate, recharge. And now it's like starting a new season all over again. If you've noticed, the first month of the season with the Lakers is typically pretty good with LeBron and AD because they're healthy. But now you look at them, they're damn near a 500 team. By December, they're 500 because their health is gone. Their legs are tired. They just can't carry it. So yeah, LeBron used to be a competitor, but that fire that he had in that game 6 against the Boston Celtics with the Miami Heat, that's the ultimate competitor. But he's not that guy anymore. And yet he just wants to have the best players playing next to him, and he thinks that makes him great, and that doesn't. It actually turns fans off because I would have loved to have seen LeBron stay in Cleveland. And I'm a Heat fan who got screwed when he left because the way he did it. He's historically a kind of a douchebag when he leaves the team. And the way he left the Cavs the first time for Miami was douchey. And the way he left Miami for Cleveland again was douchey. But I thought he should have stayed in Cleveland for the duration of his career. So what if you don't win a championship every year? So what if you don't make the finals every year? Who cares? Compete. But stop begging for players all the time. Stop begging. Stop jumping because Kyrie Irving's not happy with you and he left. Stop, and that's what he did in Miami. Dwayne Wade got hurt. He's like, I'm out of here. Dwayne Wade was one of your best friends. Clearly not. Clearly not. Notice you didn't see him at Dwayne Wade's retirement ceremony.
Well, according to what I heard recently, he's reportedly interested in teaming up with Golden State and joining arguably his biggest rival, Steph Curry. All because his Lakers experiment has turned into a complete...
How pathetic would that be if he played with Steph Curry? Like, again, another one he needs. That's why that GOAT conversation will never exist. Not to real basketball fans, because everyone knows that MJ played with one guy forever. It was Pippen. And people say, "Oh, well, LeBron won without this," but he played with. Okay, he won without Dwayne Wade, but he played with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. He didn't win until he played with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. twice. And then he went with Kyrie Irving, who's a younger version of Dwayne Wade at the time, and Kevin Love. And then he wins with Anthony Davis. He's not winning with bums. He's winning with guys who are going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Disaster. Where's the loyalty? Where's the drama? Then, like I said, whenever young players try to create rivalries like Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham, the NBA is quick to blow the whistle and put out the fire immediately.
Up on Jalen Green! Oh, we did it! Oh, we did it! Oh!
As one fan put it, the fact they gave a tech for that summarizes everything wrong with today's soft NBA. God forbid somebody shows some emotion. So the other day, I came home exhausted and just
I'm gonna go back to this. They asked for this to be the way it was. They asked these soft ass rules to make the game like this. Like, they could sit here and deny it, but they asked for this type of bullshit, and that's part of the problem. They asked for these softening rules, and then they get them, and now they complain. All of that stuff is built into taunting and all that, and can create fights. NBA Players Association, what are you doing to have the rules changed back? What are you doing? The answer is you're doing nothing. You don't want the rules changed back. You don't care about the ratings. Why? Because you've got your checks. They just signed an 11-year, $76 billion TV deal for a league that's losing viewers in the millions. And you don't care because that check is paid. And most of y'all won't be in the NBA in 11 years. So you don't care. But when that 11 years ends and you're looking at ratings that are 50% lower than what they were when they started, I don't think Amazon and NBC and whoever else is involved in purchasing rights will be offering you a check like that again. Because they're going to look at the numbers and see that your viewership sucks. Your viewership is trash for what it's supposed to be. And at the end of the day, they don't care. The NBA Players Association is not trying to change those rules. The NBA Players Association is not trying to allow you to get tomahawked by the rim without a flagrant foul. They don't want hard fouls in basketball. They want you to give up layups. They sit here and they say that, they want the game to be a certain way, but they don't. They want it to be soft. The players are part of this problem. Until the Players Association goes into those meetings and tells the owners, we want physical play around the basket. We don't want to have flagrant fouls called when someone gets forearmed in the head by accident. We don't want to have a guy go for a layup and be allowed to shoot a layup, and God forbid you hit him on the arm and he misses and you clip his face. It's not called a flagrant foul. We want to be able to put a guy on his ass to prevent an easy layup if we have to and not have a flagrant foul called. We want to be able to defend three-point shots. Get rid of the restricted area. You don't need it. It's bullshit. The area of restriction should be no better than you jump straight up and down. Not that you can jump forward, but your restricted area is jumping straight up and down. If you don't land in the exact spot or within that much of the exact spot where you took off, bro, no. You don't get a flagrant foul for that. You don't. Heck, when you used to shoot a jump shot, if you shot the ball and I landed on you after you shot the ball, there's not a foul. Now it's a foul. If you shot the ball and I hit you in the hand, that's not a foul. It is today. If the NBA PA does not want to jump on this and say, we don't like this, but they're not, because they benefit from this. The players are the number one direct beneficiaries of these rules. Even when they get called for tax and get fines and all that crap, they benefit from this more because their checks are massive. They're massive. What's a $10,000 fine to a guy making $40 million a year? It's nothing. It's how much he spends at a strip club on a Wednesday.
Wanted to relax by watching my favorite team play basketball. I fire up my league pass and then, bam, I get hit with this. Yeah, for some reason, the NBA blocks out home games for everyone on their League Pass app, making it ridiculously hard for fans to watch their favorite team.
So you got to buy cable for your own teams, and then you got to buy League Pass to get the League Pass stuff. So what ends up happening is the distribution of games now. They're harder to find.
Look at this Reddit post from 2 years ago that really sums things up.
Here's what makes it more bullshit is the fact that all those games are on an app. Like FanDuel, it was Bally's, now it's FanDuel. And these apps suck. They're not user-friendly at all. So you need cable, but guess what? YouTube TV doesn't have the FanDuel network, so I can't watch it there. That's what I got. But I got cable also, Hotwire, because I have it with my HOA, so I can watch it there. But I got to switch out all the remotes and all that stuff. So I look for it on the app, but the app is always broken or jankety. So yeah, it's preposterous. You can pay for League Pass, but you can't get the game on League Pass, which you should get. And it's just still credit to the local network because that's where it's coming from. But whatever.
I have
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afford.
It won't let me watch the Bucks-Warriors game on TNT due to a regional blackout. What the am I supposed to do? Why the does the NBA make it so hard to watch the product? To which someone replied, it's really funny to me. I live in Vegas, but I can't watch the Clippers or Kings. If I move to a different zip code 10 minutes east, I also cannot watch the Lakers on top of the Clippers and Kings. They just make up. The truth is, many NBA fans have a specific team they love to watch, usually their home team. But the NBA makes it so frustrating to follow them. Oftentimes, you don't know if the game is going to play on League Pass, TNT, ESPN, or some other random channel. With all this hassle, it's so much easier to just tune into something else, especially in a world overflowing with entertainment options. This is yet another reason.
I don't believe this is a real reason. I'm gonna be real. I don't believe this has anything to do with it. This is people that just don't care. See, I disagree. I disagree that League Pass is preventing people from watching the teams they want to watch. You're not going to tell me that they've lost 48% of their viewership in 12 years because of League Pass. Like, stop. Like that, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that belief that League Pass is why you're not gonna watch. Might it be a percent or two, maybe. You're not gonna tell me that they're losing viewership because League Pass makes it difficult to watch home teams play on. If you want to watch a team bad enough, get cable. Fuck, go get cable. Get a service that has that channel. I mean, I remember when ESPN brought out the ACC network. I had Comcast, and when they did that, the ACC network was not going to be available on Comcast. Problem for me, I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan, so they were going to put pretty much every Hurricanes football game on the ACC network, which would mean I'd have to go to a bar to watch a Hurricane football game. I was like, screw that. I'm looking for another provider. So I got YouTube TV, and YouTube TV had the ACC network. What made it really stupid was that, unfortunate, is that I now have both because I had cable with my HOA, but I had to pay for YouTube TV. But beyond that, what made it really silly is that YouTube TV then when I got it was $45.99. That was about 6 years ago. YouTube TV is like $95 now. The whole purpose of dumping cable has been erased by a spike in price on YouTube TV. Now, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep YouTube TV because the ripoff that it is it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much it costs to me to pay $95 for that, plus all the different streaming services. You're talking about Prime, you're talking about Netflix, you're talking about Hulu, Disney, ESPN Plus, which is in a package, Paramount, Apple TV, Max. Like, there's so many streaming services that you pay. Next thing you know, your cable bills, your TV bill is $250, which is why I got rid of cable, because my cable bill was $250. It's frustrating. But I don't think that has anything to do really with the decline in viewership of the NBA.
And why NBA viewership keeps dropping.
You know what I mean? Words was thrown out there that shouldn't be thrown out there between, you know what I mean, two men. And so that kind of just drew the line for me. And I'm one of those, once you're on one side, bro, you stay in there.
You might be wondering.
Paul George is such a fucking pussy. It's embarrassing. Words, the motherfucker. Did you ever play in the park? Like, did you ever play your friends and y'all go at it? Like, what kind of bitch ass motherfucker are you? Are you that fucking soft now, bro? You make $60 million a year. Are you that soft? A man calls you a bitch. Beat his ass on the court. You bitch. Yes, you bitch. Why are you so sensitive to that fucking word? Big deal. You're competing. Like, it's trash talk. You can't take it? Retire. Paul George is world class, marshmallow level soft. I would never want him on my team. Never. He's soft. I think he's a heck of a player, but that attitude is a soft ass motherfucker right there. Words. Let's repeat this stupidness. This freaking clown.
You know what I mean? Words was thrown out there that shouldn't be thrown out there between, you know what I mean, two men. And so that kind of.
Words was thrown out there that shouldn't be thrown out there between two men, you know? What? Call your mama a bitch? Gary Payton used to talk about everybody in the 90s. People would trash talk. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get under your skin to make you play worse, you imbecile. Well, you're offended? You're offended? Like Kevin Durant was offended by Draymond Green calling him a bitch? My God, grow a sack of balls. When are your nuts going to drop? You called your friends worse when you were 14. Are you serious?
Kind of just drew the line for me. And I'm one of those, once you're on one side, bro, you stay in there.
You might be wondering why I included that clip of Paul George on his podcast, where he shares why he's no longer a fan of Chris Paul in a video titled, Why the NBA is Dying.
Because Paul George is part of the reason the NBA is dying. He's so offended when someone calls him a bitch. That's the only word. Because he could call him a punk-ass N-word and he wouldn't say nothing. He wouldn't care. He could be called the N-word by a black player 50 times and not blink a fucking eye, but get called a bitch and you want to have a fight. When are you going to have your first fight, Paul George? When are you going to have your first fight? When are you going to throw some hands? Because you're a cream puff. You're a cream puff. You're a typical basketball player. You talk tough. You don't want to smoke. You don't want to fight. You don't want it.
Well, let me explain, or better yet, let this man explain.
So, Podcast P, I want to pull this up before I say it. This season, 10 games played, 16 podcast episodes, salary $49 million. Are you getting paid for the podcast or you getting paid to play? How you got more podcast episodes than games played, nigga?
That fucking pains me. Think about that for a second. I've said this about athletes with podcasts. I can't stand it. Not while you're playing. 16 podcast episodes and 10 games played. You should be ashamed of yourself. I don't know when this recording dropped, but for you to have played 10 games and had 16 podcasts in that same period of time, and you make $50 million a year, you should be ashamed of yourself. In fact, you should be giving money back to the freaking franchise. It's embarrassing.
Story Mode featuring Jamal Crawford, the Drew Holiday episode, season 3 premiere. Paul George has been dropping podcasts. Don't seem to care about the league anymore. To them, the NBA feels like a stepping stone or a paycheck. And you know what? The fans can feel that vibe.
I don't like the NBA.
Why not the NBA?
Don't give a
Anyway, when it comes to Paul George specifically, just listen to what this one Philly fan had to say.
I just slept until 5 p.m. And I woke up and looked at my phone, and I see a Paul George podcast featuring Reggie Jackson the day after Paul George drops 2 points and leaves the game with another leg injury.
It wouldn't be fair to put all the blame on Paul George because this is a much bigger league-wide trend. Take Zion Williamson, for example, one of the most hyped prospects in recent NBA history. Instead of focusing on the game, he seems to care more about food than basketball.
Is it hard to diet at your age? Be honest.
Since it's you, I'll be real. There are times when I will say that, man, that shit hard.
Cut the shit, bro. Cut the shit. Cut the shit, bro. How are you going to sit here and tell someone it's hard to diet playing basketball when you are making buku dollars? You're making so much damn money that you could have a chef in your house cook you the best tasting food on earth that could taste just like McDonald's does for you, since apparently McDonald's or fast food is your problem. They can make that shit taste 1,000 times better than McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, whatever it is that you eat. And it'll be fresh, it'll be healthy, and you'll lose weight because you're a fat ass. And I'm not calling people fat asses out of being, I'm a fat ass. So I got no problem calling someone a fat ass. I'm 275 pounds, right? I became a massive fat ass over the last 12 months having a baby. Well, my wife did, but I ate with her. I usually finished all her food. I'm the garbage disposal for her. Because otherwise I'm buying food that she takes 3 bites of, then she doesn't want to eat any more of it. I'm not throwing it away. We're going to eat it. I'm going to eat it. So you have all the resources in your franchise, in your building where you train. They do feed players. And you're going to sit here and say it was hard to diet? You have a dietitian. You have a chef who can cook all the food in the world for you. You just don't want to do it. It ain't hard. It's that you're a lazy sack of potatoes. And that's why you're injured again.
It's hard, man. Like 20, 22, got a lot of money. It feel like all the money in the world, man.
Then there's Ben Simmons, once hailed as the next LeBron James. He's earning tens of millions of dollars, but still hasn't bothered to develop a jump shot. I mean, in this clip, he misses practically every mid-range jumper. And let's not forget the countless other players who just show up to play, but don't seem to care whether they win or lose.
The NBA, you lose, you still getting money. And I know for sure, like, after you lose, you're like, damn, I lost. You be hurt. Look at your bank account, $35 million. College, you really lose, you're done.
That's it.
I know this doesn't apply to every player. Some genuinely care about winning, and that's the reason why fans love them. But the harsh truth is that the majority of players, even some superstars, don't seem to show that passion. And if they don't care, why should viewers bother tuning in?
In the words of the great Steph Curry, we can tell Donald Trump, night, night.
All right, so he's going there. He's going to politics. I think this is the biggest reason. More than any of the reasons, I think this is probably going to be if this is where he's going. I haven't seen it. Steve Kerr is a major part of why people stop watching. He's a fucking nightmare to deal with. Like, listen to this guy cry on microphones is just like it's exhausting. I will tell you this. I am a Miami Heat. I have said it before. I'm a Miami Heat season ticket holder. I did not go to one single game last season. One. I live 45 minutes from the arena. I did not go to one game. We are now in December, late December. I have not been to one game. I am stuck in a Miami Heat contract for one more year. If someone wants to take it off my hands, I will gladly hand it to you. And you can take the payments for next year because I don't want to go to Heat games. I am probably the demographic that this guy is talking about in this video. Dead serious. The NBA is not watchable for me. I don't watch the NBA anymore. That's why I don't talk about it. It's hard. I was actually invited by a guy I've known for many, many years to do videos and write some stuff on the Miami Heat. And at first I said, sure, I'd be happy to do it. I mean, make a few dollars. I mean, I'm a Heat fan, but I have to want to watch. I have to sacrifice the time to actually watch them play. I can't just base it off of crap I read on Google, ESPN, videos I've seen. I actually have to know what the hell's going on and watch these guys play. And the games that I have watched on TV, they're utterly awful. The Jimmy Butler being hurt constantly. I did watch the Lakers game. I didn't see the Thunder game. I didn't see I watched probably. I mean, they're 13 and 12. I think I've seen in full maybe 3 or 4 games in full, Miami Heat games. I may have seen parts of others. I used to have my clock set to Miami Heat games. I don't anymore. I don't enjoy it. It's not entertaining. I mean, hell, they're up 22 yesterday, going into the fourth quarter against an Orlando Magic team that's missing 3 starters, and they proceed to get outscored 37-8 in the fourth quarter, and lose by 7. They got outscored by 29 points in the fourth quarter. That's not watchable. I had tickets for tomorrow, sold them already. I can't believe anyone wants to go watch this team play. It's a horrible product. I talk about the WNBA. I'm beginning to wonder if it's as bad as the WNBA. It might be worse than the WNBA. Because at least the WNBA provides drama. There's a drama component that doesn't exist in the NBA. It's the component that has resuscitated the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark and everyone hating her, or those women in the league who hate her. But that doesn't exist in the NBA. There's no drama, as he said earlier. But let's get into this politics part because, again, if someone wants my Miami Heat tickets for next year, I will gladly sign over the contract to you because I don't want to go anymore. If I ever want to go to a Heat game, later on in years, I'll buy season tickets again. They will always come available. There'll come a point where they're going to be trash. They'll be trash again and whatever. I couldn't care less. I don't watch the NBA anymore. It is an awful sport to watch. I'll watch anything besides it right now at this point. It is just that bad. But that's why I haven't done NBA videos because there's nothing for me to talk about because I'm not watching them at all.
I'm not here to dive into politics, but another big reason the NBA is losing viewership is its polarizing stance on political issues.
Me and my friends call each other that all the time. I'm not his friend, though. I don't want to see that on the note. He's not my friend.
Again, I'm not picking sides or saying which side is better, but the reality is when the NBA chooses one side of the political spectrum, they alienate the other side of their viewers.
If there's a poll I'd be interested in is the following. what percentage of MLB players give to the left and the right, what percentage of NHL players give to the left and the right, NBA and NFL. Which one do you think is going to be majority of the money being given to the left?
NBA.
100%. And it won't even be close.
Damn, lost a fan. I remember why I don't watch the NBA anymore. And this is the main reason I don't watch the NBA anymore. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong for NBA players to speak out about the state of the country or share their opinions on who they prefer in the White House. But based on what I've seen, it's clearly bad for business. You don't lose all the viewers from the opposing political side, but you definitely lose a chunk of them. And when you combine that with the lack of drama, overly abusive referees, the difficulty of watching games, and players who don't seem to care about winning, you end up with the perfect storm for plummeting viewership. Oh, and I haven't even touched on the three-point shooting yet, which has made some games almost unbearable to watch. The three-point shot was revolutionary when Steph Curry came out of nowhere, hitting impossible shots from half court. It was exciting, it was fresh. But now, when the three-point shot has become a cold, calculated algorithm, like what the Celtics are doing right now, it loses its magic. Entertainment is just too easy to find these days. Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, TikTok, UFC, you name it. Sure, the NBA just signed a massive new deal and made more money than ever, but that doesn't change the fact that viewership is falling. If the league wants to bounce back and dominate the entertainment world again, they need to seriously rethink many aspects of their business. Not that I'll ever stop watching, though. As a super fan, I can't get enough of the NBA. I mean, did you all catch the game where Jordan Poole took down Nikola Jokic in a showdown absolutely no one saw coming? On a night when Jokic dropped a career-high 56 points? Yeah, Jordan Poole straight up turned into Steph Curry that night and completely took over against the best player in the world. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, don't worry, because I've got the whole story for you right over here.
That was good. That was good. I'm gonna link that video in the bio, the description here. I appreciate that the chance to review that video. I mean, he's better than me. I loved the NBA for many, many years, and I find it unwatchable. And yeah, when you combine all those things together, I will tell you that the biggest thing for me, in my opinion, three-point shot has made the game unwatchable. And I am a white guy who grew up shooting, and that's what kills me. Shooting used to be something that only certain guys could do, like legitimately, like shooters, not guys that can shoot the ball. Shooters. Duncan Robinson's a shooter. Comes off screens, bop. Brook Lopez is not a shooter. He's a 7-foot center, stands in the corner, feet are set, wide open for a kick out. That's not a shooter. That's a guy who can make an open shot. Right now, Steph Curry is like 17th from three-point range. 17th. Is Steph Curry not a better shooter than, hell, let me pull it up real fast. Is he not a better shooter than, I'm going to ignore those. No, that's not it. Is he not a better shooter than Nikola Jokic from three? Would you rather Steph Curry shoot the three or Jokic shoot the three? Jokic is leading the NBA in three-point shooting right now at 50%. Isaac Okoro is shooting 49.2%. Norman Powell, 47.2%. Royce O'Neal, 46.7%. Karis LeVert, 46.7%. Nikola Vucevic, 46.5%. Kyrie Irving's 45.5%. Luke Kennard's a shooter, 45.5%. Garrison Matthews, I have no idea who that is, 45.3%. Dorian Finney-Smith, 45.2%. That man's not a shooter. Jake LaRivia, I have no idea who that is either, 44.8%. Okai Ajabi, 44.7%. He ain't a shooter. I saw him in Kansas. Jalen Brunson, 44.6%. Jalen Brunson's not a shooter. Understand the difference. He's a guy who can shoot. He's not a shooter. He's a scorer. Jalen Brunson's a scorer. There's a reason. Andrew Wiggins, Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter, Tyus Jones, Colin Sexton, Harrison Barnes, Jamison Battle, Peyton Pritchard, Amir Coffey, Pascal Siakam, Nickel Alexander Walker, John Collins, Quentin Grimes, Haywood Highsmith, Cameron Johnson, Anthony Edwards, Buddy Hield, Kevin Durant, Rui Hachimura, Josh Green, Malik Beasley, Miles McBride, Jordan Poole, Cameron Payne, Jay Huff. Steph Curry's not 17th. He's 44th in the NBA from three this year. 44th. There are 43 guys that are shooting a higher percentage than him. They're not shooters. A few of them are. Steph Curry's a shooter. He's being guarded by everybody. These guys who stand and wait for the ball to come to jack up a three, that they're missing half the time when they're wide open, it's unwatchable. It's not fun. It's not good basketball. Watching guys kick out layups for threes, contested threes no less, it's not good basketball. I don't enjoy it. So at the end of the day, when you watch all of this shit, it's become a hard thing to stomach. Scratch away the fact you can't hit anybody, you can't foul, there's no one posting up, there's no defense. All those things. Guys don't care. They have podcasts, they have more podcasts than they have games played. All that good stuff. And it comes down to this thing right here. The three-point shot has destroyed the league more than anything. And if they push that three-point shot out to 28 feet and they just wrap it from edge to edge and no corner threes, you will see three-point shots come way down. Mid-range games will exist because people will not be taking 25-foot jump shots because they'll only be worth 2 points. Post games will become a real thing again, and the game will be. It might even be a faster game. You don't know. But the real three-point shooters will be standing at the three-point line at 28 feet, and those will be the guys shooting jump shots because Brook Lopez ain't hitting no 28-foot three. Harford ain't hitting no 28-foot three. He shoots corner threes from 22 feet. But yeah, I do think politics does hurt a lot. You need to learn to shut the fuck up. You offend half your fan base with some of the things that you say, and some people will take that crap seriously and take it to the end because they don't want to hear it all the time. I watch sports to escape. A lot of people watch sports to escape reality. I don't want to hear the athlete talking about politics like he's some expert. If I want to get expertise opinions on politics, I'll watch CNN. I'll watch Fox. I'll watch CNBC, MSNBC, whatever, and I'll take all their information. I'll come up with an opinion on my own. But I'm damn sure not listening to the guy that doesn't have a college education telling me about politics. Because I know for a fact that guy making $50 million a year, he's not voting for Democrat. Real talk. He's on a pulpit telling you the Republicans are horrible. But he's not voting for Democrat. Because why? It affects his pocketbook more than it will ever affect mine or yours. He loses millions of dollars by voting to the left. So when they make it on a stage and say, this is what to do, blah, 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 they're just saying that until you see their ballot and they prove it to you that they're voting for who they say they are. Because at the end of the day, if they win, if the candidate that they're pushing wins, then they look great publicly. If the candidate that they pushed loses, while they look great publicly for who they pushed, they're very happy because the person that they didn't push is the one that cares more about their pocketbook than the other one that they pushed. So it's a win-win situation for them. Push this person, but really, if this person wins, I'm gonna keep millions of dollars in my pocket. That's any multi-millionaire. Any one of them. Any one of them. Sure, there are outliers. Vast majority, we know what they're doing. But regardless of what you think, I don't care. Like, I don't care who you vote for. You vote left or right. I don't give a shit. But when you pick a side, if LeBron James tomorrow came out and said Donald Trump, yay, boom, 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 he's turning off half of his followers. Either way, he's turning. The problem is when he does one way, he's turning off half of the NBA fan base. When he goes the other way, he's turning off half of his followers. What's more important? Nonetheless, like I said, if you know someone that wants to buy me Heat tickets, let me know because I'll be happy to get rid of that contract. If I can get them to let me out of it, I don't want to be in it no more because I don't want to watch the games anymore. And I agree with this guy. I completely agree with this guy in terms of ratings, but I don't want to watch this shit anymore. I don't watch it at all. Christmas is on Wednesday. You think I'm watching an NBA game on Wednesday? Fuck no. Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. That's all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Love to hear what you guys say. Please be sure to subscribe, comment, like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. I greatly appreciate y'all. Come back soon. This is Rudy's Rant. Facts or feelings.